Okay, according to Zoom, we're live. Let's just see. Are we indeed live on YouTube? Mm, Not yet, apparently. Well, bear with me, guys. I'm trying to find. It's not showing live on my end on YouTube. Hmm, Bear with me. My name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love. There it is. I got us. All right. Get my phone to stay still. All right. So my name is Sheila Corona. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love. This is a live intuitive hangout session. I am the only one here at the moment. And so whilst I wait for somebody to show up and ask for a card, I think we're going to I'm going to go ahead and read to you guys something. Do I want to do that? No, I don't. I don't want to do that. I want to do that as a standalone. It's just so interesting to me. I did not get a chance to do this before I went live, and I wish I had. Because I know I'm supposed to record it. The Astro Butterfly has just come out with her blog for today. Today is, as I said, December 30th, 2024. And between today and tomorrow, depending on where you're located on the globe, on the planet, um, on the disc, on the concave shape, I don't care what anybody thinks it um, is the new moon in Capricorn. And it is the second new moon in a 30-day period, which makes it the dark moon, which after our reading this morning, I just find that very interesting. So I do notice that I'm joined by one other being because it says two, but one of those is me as Sassy Seer Sheila. So uh, let me explain what I'm doing here. This is a way for me to hone my inner listening skills, ones that I feel we all have. Every being on this planet has the ability to tune into self. And this is my interpretation at any rate, and hear and connect with each other. In the human design category or way of looking at our blueprints, I'm what is known as a projector, which is also classified as a seer. And boy, oh boy, am I glad I found human design because it explained a whole lot of stuff in my life that I just really did not understand. And so, anyway, the way this works is that you ask for a card and I tune into you. I ask my higher, larger self to be in communication with your higher, larger self. And for those two to converse and then bring information to me through my higher self. I then do a thing I call step into your field, and I just give all the impressions that I get, whatever I get in my body, whatever I hear, whatever I'm flashed, everything. Sometimes really great information comes out, pretty comical information sometimes too. Like one time I was reading someone and I started sweating really profusely and found out they were sitting in a hot tub. And another time I felt like I was being pulled over to the left, found out that the person I was reading was lying on their left side. So just all kinds of stuff comes through and it's fascinating to me. So if no one asks for a card, I'll hang out for at least 30 minutes and see if anybody shows up and asks for a card. And if they don't, well, then we'll just cut this one real short, and I'll go and uh, do the other recording that I know I'm supposed to do. So whomever is watching, if you don't want a card, you certainly don't have to take one. Um, should we do? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do a card. I'm going to ask about, I'm going to go to the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. And let's see what we get for this evening. This is the Hero's Journey Dream Oracle. Let's see what we get. This is for the energy for tonight. What would you have me know? What would you have us know about the energy? Actually, not for tonight. Because this is actually, I'd like to know about the new year. What energy would you have us know about the new year? Until I did my live this morning, I thought today was New Year's Eve. I would like to have a jumper, please. Oh, this one, huh? Okay. Divine drunkenness. Surrender to your spiritual reverie. Is this the dream oracle or is this something else? All of a sudden, I kind of feel like this may be something else. Let's see. It says card number 45. Nope, it is. I'm just so surprised. This is very interesting. Not had this card before. 45 numerologically is a 9, which is the end of a cycle, so that makes sense. Divine drunkenness, surrender to your spiritual reverie. And it has, there's the painting that goes along with it. I am so drunk, I have lost the way in and the way out. I have lost the earth, the moon, and the sky. Don't put another cup of wine in my hand. Pour it in my mouth. Rumi. Rumi's my favorite. My Rumi Oracle deck is my favorite. Hey, Jonathan. So glad to see you, honey. I hope you're doing well. I just said this morning that I should have, hopefully by the end of this week, if not the end of this week, the end of next week, everybody's blueprints, and I know you're one of them, completed. So I'll have that to you. And I will also send you a quick private message just to let you know that I've emailed it to you in the event that something happens to it. Okay. Okay, so you've said yes to becoming all you can be. Yes to becoming your best self. And yes to contributing to the world by remembering your dreams, sharing your gifts and talents. It seems the universe heard you and is responding in kind. Instead of panicking at the loss of who you thought you were, celebrate your gain. By releasing who you were, you have created space to explore the infinite possibilities of who you shall become. Oh, I love that. Your divine disorientation is due to the disappearance of the self you've come to know over all these years. That actually makes a lot of sense when I think about all the grief that I have been releasing over this last uh, week or so, really, almost 2 weeks now, really, it feels like. Take heart, knowing the sacred storm taking place within is part of your apotheosis. You are experiencing elevation from where you've been to the human you were born to be. The rearranging of cells, molecules, atoms, electrons, and quantum material that holds you together is a wild party. Call it good and revel in divine oblivion. That's very interesting because I just had this conversation Saturday night with a few of my family members and extended family members, sharing with those that I might would have otherwise termed uninitiated, uh, to my thoughts and feelings about the fact that we are evolving here on the planet, and that part of it does involve the human vessel. So that's very interesting as well. There's dream symbolism here for intoxication. Being drunk in a dream signifies a desire to drop your inhibitions in love and or spiritual reverie. This dream might come as a message to take a sober look at your life and what you are truly committed to. Consider whether you are checking out or dropping more deeply into life. This dream could be affirming that you are allowing yourself to be drunk on love or on life, or that this is your courageous next step. And there's a mantra here: I am high on life and off my rocker with the overwhelming beauty that surrounds me. Boy, that sure has, I can attest to that. I feel as though that's one of the beautiful things about what I have been going through, is that along with the grief that I've been releasing, I've also been in a lot of tears over the beauty of that release. And um because I don't know about you, but it feels like there's beauty everywhere, even in something that others may term as ugly or bad or wrong or whatever. There's still beauty in that. I don't know how to explain it, but that's my feel on it. Okay, well, let's see. There's still no takers, and it looks like I'm the only one now again. So let's do one more then. I'll do one more. Let's what else is coming forward? Anything? Hmm, nope. And I'm sure not going to sit here and push it, or try to do something that's I don't know why did I. Oh, I know. That's interesting. I had to sit here and ask myself, why am I here? Well, because I want to practice, and I've been promising to come and I haven't come, and I felt good enough tonight to do that. That's why, honestly. Hmm. All right, well, we'll read one of the elemental alchemy elementals. We'll read one of these for an energy. We'll see what that has to bring us. It's still a very new deck, so it doesn't shuffle that easily. Okay, so I guess maybe I should take a moment and type something in there, but it won't stay because I'm not logged in as New Light. Ooh, okay, that one, huh? Wow. Waterfall star. Wow. Okay, that's very interesting on a couple of levels. I just shared this morning something about the this year's Doctor Who Christmas special. Uh, the star seed will bloom and the flesh will rise was a very interesting saying that was said through that whole thing. And then this morning, I saw something that talked about tears from heaven. And that's kind of interesting that it's all kind of depicted there for what I saw. Water, waterfall, star. Okay. Okay. Your purity of spirit and heart based actions have not gone unnoticed, my love. Your sacred presence is known and cherished by many, by those whose hearts you've expanded and whose cups you've filled with your generosity, your integrity, and your love. Bask in the knowingness that you are seen and that you are appreciated. Feel the love. Nope, sorry. Feel the acknowledgement, receive the adoration, allow yourself to be recognized for the truth of your spirit and the unconditional love that you emanate. This love that is pouring into you now is a reflection of your own greatness, dear one. The more you are able to take in, the more you serve your community by modeling graceful, receiving, and the expansive power of love. Wow. I would love to get to pull a card for you, Jonathan. Absolutely. That one right there, I wanted to pull, because no one was asking for a card. This one was for the energy for the new year. This one, I don't know, I just felt like pulling a card from here. So I really kind of feel like that was a message for me specifically, um, because I was just sitting here questioning myself. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? I mean, I know that my desire is to practice honing my abilities, my hearing, my inner listening skills. But I just had to ask that question of myself, and that came out. So that's very interesting. Let me grab my notebook, my dear, and I'll. Okay, Jonathan. Now, you've been here before when I've read, so you know how I do this, right? I ask my larger self to speak to your larger self and communicate. And then I will step into your field. This is the way I imagine it for myself. And then I just give everything that comes up for me. Um, Hopefully, it will be something that you want to know, need to know, have been mulling around. Sometimes, and I don't know why I feel led to say this, but sometimes it happens this way that if there is anyone else around you or somebody's energy that you are immersed in, or a situation that you are really heavily concentrating on, sometimes that comes through. So I meant to say that I needed to go ahead and say that because sometimes that happens. Sometimes I know that it's about somebody else, and sometimes I don't. So I just thought I'd put that in there for you. Okay, I just gotta I gotta take my shoes off because I forgot to do that. I don't do this with my shoes on. Okay. All right. I'm going to step into your field now. Okay, so I don't know if this is yours or mine because I have it too. I have the very loud, I call it the frequencies. It's a cacophony of noise, actually. And um, my own is is a mixture of several different frequencies all at once. But when I stepped into your field, it started oscillating back and forth between the ears. So I don't know if that's something that's happening for you or if that's a new, because now all of a sudden I was saying, is that a new way of communicating something to me? Because what I was picking up there was that there may be information coming at you from both sides, or trying to understand what this is. It's still there, this oscillating. Um, yeah, I can't really tell exactly what that is, but if it, I don't think it's mine. Not that oscillation, not like that. I think this has something to do with you. And it could be that you're hearing oscillation. If you are, let me know. If you're not, I'm wondering if you, okay, and this may not be something that's going to happen or right now, but it feels like you may be getting either with the oscillation, it feels like some back and forth is why I think I keep getting it that way. Either you are back and forth on something, somebody around you is back and forth on something, or you're getting some information one way and another, which let me just say that's going to happen a lot to everybody in my estimation of it. Yeah, because it's still going, which is very interesting. So I'm going to step out of your field now and see if it yeah, no, see it's still there, but not as pronounced now. I wonder if that's some residual from you, or I'm not quite sure what that is, Jonathan. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's something new that's not happened before. Okay, so what deck wants to come out and play? It's the Dreams of Gaia Tarot wants to come out for you. I hope you've been well, my dear. I haven't had a chance to get over and take a look. Have you done anything new on your channel? Have you released anything? Because I don't recall seeing any notifications. Are you ready? Or did you want to come back and have another chat with me? What are you doing? How are you? How are you? I guess I should say. Let's see. What do we have here? I'd like to have a jumper for Jonathan, please. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Ah, Destiny. Card number 16. Numerologically, that's a 7, right? Yeah. Which is, for me, a divine number. Okay, and what's kind of interesting here for me is that right above the ears of this character, there's some incense decanters that actually look like little bells. And they may be bells, not incense decanters. The way they look, I can't really tell. But also, right around this character's ears, there are some golden snakes. Now, for me, snakes, oh yes, I'm available tomorrow, honey. Just hit me up with a time and just send me a private message about a good time. I don't have anything, well, not tomorrow evening. Tomorrow evening I do have something scheduled, but I'm open all day tomorrow. So just hit me up with a time. I know you're in the central time zone, so just send me a private message about that and I'll make that happen. I feel like I'm smack on about the thing about information because for me, snakes represent knowledge. They're not evil like folks think, and specifically with these two because they are also golden snakes and they're entwined around his antlers here. And you see, his third eye is all the way open, right? Oh, and that egg actually, I swear it looked like a heart to me. So, whatever this information is that you either will be receiving or have already received is going it either is or has affected your heart in some way. I find that interesting too, and we can talk more about that tomorrow when we actually get to speak to each other. But you can see here that on either side, right underneath my fingers, you can see the little incense burners. Oh, there we go. That sort of look like bells to me, and they may very well be bells. Um, I want to pull the meaning of this because I feel like that's just solidifying my own take on that situation. But the card itself, before I actually look at, there's something about sovereignty here. Sovereignty of your own mind. The eagle is what seals the deal for me on that. Um, the eagle representing freedom for me, always, right? Okay, let's see. What do we have here? The key words for this card are personal destiny, universal destiny, seeking answers, purpose, quest. There are some key phrases here. Your destiny is to become whole and connected. Your destiny is to lead a life with meaning and purpose. Step inside and explore heart and mind. Yeah, see, I knew that was a heart. Discover your gifts and talents, a sense of purpose and confidence. Ancestral healing may be required. The Destiny card represents the eighth reason for being, to embrace your destiny. Your destiny is twofold. You have a universal destiny and a personal destiny. Your universal destiny is to become whole and to face your fears. Let go of, nope, sorry, whole and connected to find your center, to overcome all that destroys your peace, to face your fears, let go of hurts, and love yourself and your life with unreserved delight. You also have a personal destiny, and that destiny involves seeking and following your bliss. Wow, that sounds an awful lot like move towards that which brings you joy in each moment. Bells, you say? Oh, David Pierce, looky you. I'm so glad to see you. Um, you have a personal destiny, and that destiny involves, involves seeking and following your bliss. Your destiny is to find and lead a life that has meaning and purpose. But your destiny is not going to be found out there in the world. You must step inside and explore your heart and mind. Your destiny is not predetermined. It is a choice you will make based on your inherent gifts and talents. To meet your destiny, you must first discover and recognize what those gifts and talents are, and then work to use them for the benefit of self and others. Wow, this is a great reading for both you and me because, I say there's something in every reading for me as well. And I really do feel like this is exactly my course as well. To know you have a destiny or multiple destinies can give a sense of purpose and confidence. It can bring you joy, peace, and fulfillment. However, your journey toward meeting your destiny can be full of obstacles and trials. Like the quests of old, this is your quest. But instead of seeking an intangible, quote, holy grail, you move towards something tangible and real. There are activities and interests that inspire your passion and love, that make you feel complete and imbue you with a sense of rightness. And if you don't have that, let me just say, and this is for everybody out there, that's why I say to move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you, because what if that's where your purpose lie? I mean, I've wandered around wondering what the hell my purpose was, and now I think I've finally figured it out. You know what I mean? This is what you do, how we find it. Because what brings us joy then that joy emanates outward and becomes infused with every part of us as well, and the whole, all of us. It is these things that you are destined to do. It could be gardening, it could be painting, it could be fixing broken things and repurposing them. It could be healing, it could be protection, it could be anything. But the key to recognizing it is how it makes you feel and what you are willing to do in order to make it a key part of your life. You are never too old or too young to seek your divine purpose. Wow, I would say that's a true statement. Okay, there's a lot more here for this card, and I want you to keep this in mind, okay, Jonathan? Since we are meeting tomorrow, keep this card in mind, even write it down because sometimes I forget. And we'll go over the rest of this tomorrow because it's like 3 pages. But I promise you, we will do that because I feel as though there's a whole bunch in here about past, present, future. That's why I said this is a really good tarot deck as well. But also, I'd just like to call out the fact that, you know, uh, I don't know, for me, I feel like, especially that bit about the sovereignty of your mind, um, and that oscillation, if there's something going on around you where there's some, I don't know, maybe somebody trying to convince you that you're not hearing this, or you couldn't possibly know that, or whatever that is. Trust and believe. I've been through that myself. And it's okay, because honestly, um, if folks don't get it, they don't get it. And maybe it's not their choice to get it this time around. And it's okay. They're allowed to not have that if they don't want it. David, did you want a card? I hope that was helpful for you, Jonathan. And I didn't see anything pop up on my phone. Make sure to give me a time for tomorrow, Jonathan, so I can write that down. Okay, so Jonathan was my only card request. Was that it? Nobody else? Are we done? Is this now over? David, I owe you a full reading if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, you are supposed to be letting me know when you're ready, because I told you I'm not reading anybody with this deck until I read you. And I haven't. I have not read anybody with this deck until I read you. Oh, you do want a card? Okay, awesome. I will. I'll use this deck, but I want to do a full reading too for you with this deck. Okay. I'm going to step into your field just a moment, okay? Oh, wow. The minute I stepped into your field, I got a little dizzy. Not overwhelmingly so, just a little swirly in my head, like, yeah, swirly in the head, and something interesting going on with, feels almost like a pulse in my face. I don't know how to, I do not know how to explain that any other way. It's like a boom, 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 boom. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm getting some a new way available after, poop. Unfortunately, honey, that won't work for me. Tomorrow evening won't. That's why I say that's the only problem with tomorrow. It would have to be sometime in the day. Wednesday, I have Wednesday. Oh, well, that's you're not available on New Year's Eve. Really, Jonathan? David, I'm not quite sure what that means. I think I might be getting some new things because I had that whole oscillation thing going on with Jonathan, and I'm not quite sure what that meant either. I mean, I'll stand by what I said, but I'm wondering if I'm getting some new information. Okay, the dreamer. Okay, so clearly this is a okay, so what do you mean, or the rest of the week? Does that mean anytime after 8 for the rest of the week? Because if it's after 8 p.m., actually that would mean after 9 p.m. for me. Um, I could try, but I can't promise. I'm old. That's why I haven't been doing these, but I could try. Give me a day and give me an exact time, Jonathan, and then I will definitely be there. Okay, so David, my very first feel about this card, first of all, I find it kind of interesting. I said I felt a little dizzy in my head, and you can see this guy is holding on to what clearly looks like a portal, and there clearly looks like there's movement around this being, right? And so, I mean, I already know that there's a lot going on in your field, and this actually shows that there's a lot going on in your field. Um, and I want to say that you are held because that character is there holding that what I'm going to call a portal. Wow, I wish I understood this. Bear with me, love, as I go to find this character here. It shouldn't be very far. The dreamer. Hmm. Oh, okay. I believe. Come on. No, that's Dream World. Hmm. Now see, it's not numbered either. That's kind of interesting. The card itself is not numbered, so I'm not quite sure. Oh, I was extremely accurate regarding your reading. Well, thank you so much for that. Oh, yes, I can do Saturday afternoon. Yes, give me an exact time on the afternoon. That's good for you on this coming Saturday, and I will mark it out. Okay? Because I have nothing going. Huh. Well, David, this is so interesting because I'm having a time trying to find this card. There it is, the dreamer. Finally. Oh my God, David. This is so interesting. I would never have guessed that. It's this is saying that the mirror card for this is the Queen of Swords. That's very interesting. Perceptive, complex, clairvoyant. A mysterious figure hovers 3 foot off the ground. The wind blows strongly, but they are unmovable, as if they are somewhere else. Beneath them, a small scene resembling the observatory materializes in the snow. There seems to be an an unusual power emanating from the dreamer, bringing elements from their world into our own. The dreamer is a perceptive and is perceptive and complex. They have a clear mind and can hone their wit for good. These are positive aspects. But in a reading, the dreamer will also show up when you get carried away living too far in the future. You have a big mind and big ideas, but you can get too caught up in your head that you forgot to make the dreams into a reality. It is important for the dreamer to find a friend or accomplice who can help you build up these fantasies into something tangible. Absolutely. Yes, Jonathan, I will put that down right now. 1 o'clock my time. You got it, pal. Um, wow, David, we actually really do have to get together in Zoom and let me do a full-on reading with these for you because this I have always called myself the Queen of Swords because it is the Libra card. Now, I've never heard the Queen of Swords described in this manner, but I absolutely resonate with this information. So there's a lot here for me. I don't know if it made any sense to you necessarily. Well, I will say again, I feel like there's a lot going on in your field that you've been unsure about how to move through it. And I feel as though you feel stuck. I have been feeling that for some time where you're concerned without even reading you, to be honest with you. So please let me know when you and I can get together and do a full on reading, take a little time and do a full on reading with this deck. Again, I won't read anybody with that deck until after I've read for you. So that was your gift to me, and I am so appreciative of that. That's my policy. And I would, Daryl Stanley. Well, hello, sweetheart. Yes, you can have a card. Absolutely. Now, I would just like to know, Daryl, did you and Jonathan, did you guys know that did one of y'all contact the other, say Sheila's live, or did you just feel to come? Because it's kind of interesting to me that you two showed up here tonight, and I just answered a comment from someone that caught my live the day after I saw Wicked. And I didn't realize, I've not gone back and looked at that live. I guess I'm going to have to. Um, but that really had a big impact on me after having you fellas show up the way you did. And I don't know, I just have to say that it's very interesting. David, you are so welcome, but please do reach out to me and let me know a time when you and I can get together, and please make it soon. Okay. All right, Daryl, I'm getting ready to step in your field now, okay? You just jumped on. Okay. Awesome. Well, that's the way I love it. Magnetic draw. That means there's something here, more than likely. Okay, Daryl. I'm coming in. Okay, so the minute I stepped in your field, I have some sort of sensation on the right side of my skull here. It's not a pain, it's just a sensation. And so, what do I take from that? Okay, that's interesting. Um, Daryl, are you experience? Okay, just say yes or no. I'm wondering if you are experiencing something in your house or your home, something that you're unsure about, something that, you may be hearing things, or you may have seen something and you're not quite sure what it is that's taking place, because um, that was very interesting what just happened here. And it was happening as I was in your field, and I wanted to get really quiet to see if it was something outside of my room, and it was not. It had nothing to do with the outside of my room. It was in my room, and there's nobody in my room but me, and my housemates are home, but that's why I got really quiet there for just a moment. And so that's really interesting. So either, if you have not had something like that, you may have something like that. And um, I don't know why, but I feel nudged to say this. Everybody's mileage may differ. First of all, I'll say that first. And if you are a being who when you do your spiritual practices, you call in your guides, you call in protection, continue to do so. I've always felt like if anybody feels they need protection, by all means, put that protection up. Um, for me personally, anything that shows up in my field, I feel is for me. If it's another entity, whether it's a good egg or a bad egg, if it's in my field, then it's for me. It's I mean, and I've had experiences. I don't think they're on this channel, but I've had experiences with what folks would call negative entities showing up, right? Um, and because I feel that we are all one and yet singular, all at the same time, because what this is a multidimensional deal here. Anything that shows up in my field is for me in some way, shape, or form. And also because I feel that, well, and at the time that happened, I had just completed a soul retrieval ritual with a Tibetan Lama, or a soon to be Tibetan Lama. And so a piece of my soul came back to me to be loved into wholeness, but also is its own being in its own right, if that makes any sense. I don't know how else to explain that, because we are multidimensional. That's the only way we could be all one and yet singular at the same time, is if we are multidimensional. And the only thing that separates us are the physical vessels and the experiences that we've had while in those vessels. Because we have forgotten who we are, we don't have immediate access the way we could have, and the way I feel like we will have eventually, if we keep going, if we keep evolving, right? So I don't, so the only reason I can think of that this is coming up like this, Daryl, is that you either have had that and you didn't know what to make of it, or you're gonna have something like that and you won't know what to make of it. Um, so again, your mileage may vary, and how one approaches things like that, it feels to me, will be in line with how what you wanted to experience here. Um, I don't know. I hope that was helpful for you. Let's see which deck wants to come out and play. Yeah, I had a feeling it was going to be this big mamma jamma. The Alchemy Elemental deck wanted to come out for you. Um, so have you had any experiences like that already, Daryl? Is that am I just totally off the mark here? Oh my word, I've got these cards all kind of. There we go. I'm just curious because I'm not quite sure why that came up in that way to share with you in specific. And if you want to know more about that experience, Daryl, I'm happy to have a chat. Maybe it hasn't happened yet. Okay, good. Well, I don't mean to say good. I'm just saying um I don't know. Like I said, some people freak out when things like that happen, and rightfully so. I get it. And again, I'm not here to tell anyone else how to have their own experiences, and I can only share mine. And the truth of the matter is, for me, because I do feel with all of me that we are all one and yet singular, and that the only thing that separates us is our experiences. This one apparently wants to come out for you. Land, mountain, star. Wow. Okay. Well, that's very interesting to me because boy, oh boy, that really looks like the same kind of energy, only in a different form than this. So that's very interesting. The card number is 63, which is a 9, which is the end of a cycle, which is another interesting thing, made up of the Trinity and the um, love, harmony, and balance. 6 is all about love, harmony, and balance, and 3 is the Trinity. So 6 and 3 are 9. And this is land, mountain, star, page 81. Yeah, I just feel like that's an echo of what I just said in some ways. We'll see what the card actually says about it. and and it's on page 81, which is also a 9. So that's kind of interesting. I wonder if Daryl, if you've been on your own quest, much like I have, and you are in the midst of your quest, it could be that, especially since both of the numbers on this card, both the page number that it was listed on and the number of the card are 9. So I'm wondering if when this happens for you, it will be the mark of the end of a cycle of some sort for you. Now, sometimes I feel like those sorts of integrations, they also can happen without you noticing. I apparently, specifically because of what I think I'm moving through and how I'm moving through it, um, at least so far that I could tell, the puzzle pieces that I've collected seem to indicate that I go through these things on purpose so that I can share them in some sort of way. So, what this card says here is the compilation of the energies that have carried you through the initiations you have already endured, the lessons you have learned, and the obstacles you have overcome form a powerful and mighty toolkit that will support you through future challenges. When you take inventory of all the things you've made it through, you will realize that the courage, the strength, and the resourcefulness that supported you through those difficult times are still with you now. These tools you've gathered from the difficulties of the past serve as armor that protect you and as tools that will allow you to navigate the unknown that lies before you now. I swear, I got to tell you that I feel that that is true for everyone. Specifically, I know for myself as well. When you choose, remember to call forth the tools and the gifts that carried you through these hardships and those experiences as you face the challenges that are heading your way instead of reacting in fear and confusion. And I think that might be why I was nudged to share that with you, so that when this does come up for you, as I have a feeling it's going to come up for everyone at some point here who has decided that they'd like to experience what's happening on the planet in the body, will have an experience very much like that. Then you will triumph over yet another soul initiation like the lit leader that you are. Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. Yes, something may be coming. I think that's the case, Daryl. It certainly sounds like it to me. Um, well, I don't know if you were here earlier when I said this before. Anyone who has access, I don't know if it's on anywhere else besides Disney, but if you have access to see this year's Doctor Who Christmas special, it's called the Christmas special. It's not the Christmas special. They call it special number 5 on Disney. Um, you cannot tell me that the writers are not being influenced by source, because it was all about, and I'm going to do a little quote here that says, the star seed will bloom and the flesh will rise. I'm telling you, I cried at that special like I'm nobody's business, man, because the beauty of what is going on here and the truth is out there. All we have to do is open up and receive it. Believe you me. Wow. I hope that was helpful for you, Daryl. And again, you're invited anytime. Just reach out to me. We will have a conversation about my experience if you'd like to hear more about it and my thoughts and feelings about that. I think that here's one of the reasons why I wanted to um, start like a club or something where we just all got together and Zoom and we hang out and we chat about stuff and because for the most part, folks who are on this quest are pretty spread out or pretty private and don't really tell stuff to people, right? And so don't really have anybody to talk to or to bounce these things off of. Or and if you're anything like me, which most people aren't, but for me personally, that's why this is such a godsend for me, because speaking helps me. The whole thing here, y'all are helping me right now. Let's don't get it twisted. I'm not doing this out of the goodness of my heart. No, y'all are helping me. Let's just be very clear. I'm very grateful to all of you for that. Good evening, Vanessa. I'm so glad you could make it. Well, that was my last card. Vanessa, did you want a card? Or if not, no worries. I can always go. As a matter of fact, I think I got a tinkle, but I've been trying to up my water intake, y'all, because I am so dehydrated yet and again. I almost I had some troubles this weekend through the dehydration process, and I got myself so dehydrated at one point that I lost 4 inches in height. I've gained almost all of them back by now, but um, I don't dare get that dehydrated again because it also causes seizures for me, and I don't want that to happen. So, okay, Vanessa, I'm happy to do that. Bear with me just a moment while I step into your field, okay? See, I thought it was rocking, imperceptibly rocking, but it's almost like I'm finding myself being pulled forward. So I'm not quite sure what that means. I'm getting some new stuff here, guys. So I apologize if it's not very clear because it's not very clear to me either. Um, what is that about? Okay. So I ask what that's about, and it's almost like there's a coaxing to come forward or to come out or to um, yeah, see, I'm not quite sure exactly what that is, but it's there's something that either you want to either get off your chest or there's something that wants to be known or come out. There's something that wants to come out. I don't know what that's actually alluding to. Because honestly, at this point in the game, my own personal feel of it is for all of the collective on the planet, our souls are hoping that we actually are tuning into our souls. I don't know if that makes any sense. I know mine is. It's like, are we doing this? Are we gonna do this now? um, what else? Anything else? Yeah. And every time I try, it's almost like it was um a little rock, but it's like something is wanting to come out. It's not a rock. It's like something wants to leave or come out, but it's staying. I don't know what that is, and I don't know what it means. And I heard the fairies the minute you entered the room, actually. Oh, and you see that, so that makes sense to you, what I just said? Okay. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, the fairies oracle wanted to come out for you. The minute I looked over there, they're the ones that wanted to come out for you. It was the fairies oracle by Brian Froud and Jessica Macbeth. So I'm really if for those of you who missed the first part of this, let me just say I'm really pleased with what we got, and I hope you'll go back and take a look at the first card that I pulled while I was waiting for folks to come in about this next year. Because I adore that energy, and I feel as though that's a really good card. Divine drunkenness. Okay, I'm in. I am so in for that. Ooh, Penelope Dreamweaver came out for you. Why do I feel like this card has come out for you before? Am I remembering incorrectly here? What is that about? She's card number 28, which is a 1 numerologically. For me, that is the I am. I love Penelope Dreamweaver. Let's see what she has to say. I found it very interesting that this morning we had the Dark Lady for today's energy, and it is the Dark Moon. Isn't that interesting? Can I get a hell yeah on that one? Because I thought that was very interesting because I thought yesterday was the Dark Moon, but nope, it was today. So the key words here for Penelope are inspiration, magical dreams, visions. Weaver of dreams, bringer of visions, muse of artistic inspiration. Penelope weaves tapestries in the mind with threads of light, color, and sound. When she comes to us in dreams, we waken under her enchantment and rush for our paints or clay or other forms of expression. In this painting, Brian has shown us Penelope, his own inspiration fairy, but we each have one who is more than willing to help us. Mine says to call her Grace because she says she isn't exactly someone I deserve, just someone I'm lucky enough to have in my life. She plays she plays hard at inspiring me, as does Penelope with Brian. Penelope says she is very pleased with Brian's results of her inspirations, but when I look hopefully at Grace to see what she thinks about me, she just shrugs her shoulders. Then she flashes me a wicked grin, so I think it is okay. Inspiration fairies like their jobs, but they get really bored when people don't pay attention to them. Then they sit around and file their fingernails while they think some troublesome and mischievous thoughts. Sometimes they get exasperated enough to send us nightmares in an attempt to get us to wake up. These fairies and their sisters, the fairies of expression, work together as teams, helping us in our creative endeavors. The fairies of inspiration sprinkle us with special inspiration fairy dust so that we come up with ideas, rather like fertilizing a plant. And you know what plants are fertilized with, Grace says. Then their sisters, the fairies of expression, help us to give form to our creativity, manifesting it with our own particular talents. And I'd like to ask, have you been writing, my dear? And wasn't that writing that we were talking about, wasn't that for your dreams or what was that? I'm not quite sure. I'm a little confused or I'm not remembering properly, possibly. Um, and I feel as though when I said that to you about writing, that it may because writing can reveal a lot to you about you, but also, you just never know what might happen, come out with that. And I wouldn't just write either. If you feel like drawing, draw. If you feel like uh, coloring, color. Whatever it is you feel drawn to do, do. That's my advice. Not that you asked for it, but that's my take on the situation. Well, guys, I guess I'm gonna. Well, hello, Charlotte. I didn't see you come in. I'm so sorry. But I am gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. Thank you all so much for coming. Charlotte, if you want a card, I'm happy to do that for you, but it'll have to be another time because right now I got a tinkle so bad I can't hardly take it. So I do appreciate you guys. A few things, asking questions and hoping for answers. Good, sweetie. And you're always welcome to hit me up, Vanessa. We can always schedule another conversation if you like. And Charlotte, you do the same. Hit me up if you'd like to have a conversation. So I hope that you guys will continue to move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. I want to invite you all to join me on New Year's Day. I believe I'm going to do it on New Year's Day. And I think maybe I'll do it at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. New Year's Day. I am going to, you are invited to a private screening in Zoom with me to see the movie The Celestine Prophecy. So if you are up for that, send me an email, consciousconversationscentral@gmail.com, and I will make sure that you get a Zoom invite. Um, or friend me on Facebook and send me a private message. Or if you don't want to friend me, follow me on Facebook and send me a private message. Well, I'll make sure that you get the link. Because this way you can see whether or not you want to join us for the book club, because there's an entire series of these books, and I really want to read this in company with others. I really think that it could be a beautiful experience. And it is for me the way I see us moving on this planet. So thank you, Charlotte. I feel the same way. Happy New Year to everyone. May your 20. Oh, I'm going to be here tomorrow in the morning for a live. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Mwah. Move towards that which brings you joy in each moment that presents itself to you. It is really just a matter of your perspective and your perception of your perspective. Till we meet again, my friends, be well.